If you want respect, you gotta earn it. You damn right.
Back to it, B.
Yeah.
King, good to see you. You look amazing. Listen,
I love everything except that hat, man.
why would you do that? And I really like your hat. Why would you?
I don't like your hat though.
But even if you don't fuck with the team, like my hat is fly though.
Yeah, if
like look at the hat. Like look at
fine.
the. You know what I mean? Look at the decal.
Not gonna get me.
I wanted to compliment your shirt. Shout out to B Cox. Our guy. Our guy B Cox.
Man, the God. B Cox held me down during the pandemic, boy. Them 3 a.m.
And
R&B nights, boy.
And still, if you ever up on a random 3, 4 a.m.
Listen, man.
And your phone is fully charged, go to B Cox Instagram and get your life.
And if you were not fucking with the Love Zone during the pandemic, you missed out on some special nights. This dude, it'll be 3 a.m. Like it's been many nights. I was like, all right, it's 3:30. I need to go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
And all of a sudden, this dude got Albie Shaw. So he goes into an Albie Shaw run, and then JoJo pops up from Jodeci. He go like, I'm like, yo, it's 5. The sun is coming up.
Nah, the sun is rising,
bruh.
The sun is rising.
Anyway, great times, man. Great times, man. So you gotta rep the God, man.
Any specific reason why you got your R&Bs? You know what I mean? Your R&Bs on?
I mean, you know, we about to go to the Love Zone, man. We about to go to the Love Zone, man.
We about to take it to the Orange Zone.
Yes, absolute. Channel Orange, man. 10th anniversary.
10th anniversary.
Sir Frank Ocean.
Yes. Christopher Brio, as some would call him, but yes, Frank Ocean, formerly of Odd Future fame. I guess that's how.
Formerly?
Well, I mean, you know, initially or originally of Odd Future fame, people would say, and you know, when he dropped his debut album, so this is coming off the mixtape. Yes. Nostalgia Ultra.
Yes. Oh my God, phenomenal mixtape.
Fire tape.
Oh man.
Fire tape.
I was like, who is this wonder? This guy's special, man. And he, you know, the genres, like he plays in so many genre pools, man.
For sure.
I mean, he had a song called, he had a bluegrass song on his mixtape.
Bluegrass joint. He had Hotel California. You know what I mean? He did his own rendition of that, which is incredible.
So many bops, man.
And then he continued the boppage.
And had a hit record, right? Novacane.
Right. Novacane.
Crazy.
Came out of it.
Continued the boppage, absolutely.
And then he continued the boppage with the debut album, Channel Orange. So talk to me about just this time 10 years ago.
I think, well, you know, he was already connected. You know, he had the lot of good features. You know, he had what was the joint on Watch the Throne, the first song.
Right. No Church in a While.
No Church in a While.
You know what interests me, or what I question was, how did Frank get to this rare air? How did he get there so fast? How did he get to work with the Kanyes and the Jays and the Beyoncés and, I mean, like John Mayer on this How did he get in the rare air?
Well, first off, his team is crazy.
Okay.
I mean, I forget the name. Chris and I think his wife. His team was like official. Like all his shit was like grade A handle. So like they were super connected. Then he had the cool factor, right? This is, you know, Our Future blew up in like 2010. They were it. We talk about what was cool. Like they were the cool kids.
That was probably the last cool shit. Sidebar. Side conversation.
Yeah, that's the whole conversation, right? But yeah, like, you know, like he had the super cool factor. He had the cosign. You know, I mean, this is Sid before the internet. You know, this is Tyler.
Right, because you know, and Earl Sweatshirt and just everything that came out. Even Casey Veggies was a part. Everything that came out of the Odd Future collective. Yeah. Great, built up. Tyler is there now.
Right.
Frank was there then.
Yes, because Frank was the writer. He was that special writer. And I think, you know, when you have the Beyoncés and the Jays acknowledging
because they don't let people in that space. Like, the only person that's there is like the Dream.
You don't belong like that. No.
Right.
Yeah, but like once in a while they'll slip in like a Bilal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just randomly. Like, but again, Frank had that super cool factor, and he had that mystery on his side.
Definitely had the
like
mystery.
he was the dude in the background of Our Future, right? But then he drops his mixtape, like,
and he rapped too.
And he rapped, right?
Some people were like, "Wait, is he the rapper, the singer?" Right. It was a little bit of both.
He rapped, and you can even hear the way he writes. Like he has those like hip hop sensibilities, rap sensibilities. He's got bars. So I just think he was just like kind of like lightning in the bottle, man. Like he had like the cool factor, you know, he was swaggy, you know what I'm saying? Low key, handsome
modern day swag.
Yeah, modern day swag, you know what I'm saying? So I think all of that combination with that sick pen and having such a vast music, having such vast music knowledge. Yeah, they were like, this is the kid. He's the golden child.
Yeah, for
he's
sure.
The golden child.
And I loved it for Frank. And it's so crazy that, you know, much like the artist of that caliber, he disappears, hiatus, you know.
But he also caught the
He caught the super
the
jukes.
historic jukes.
He caught the super
the historic jukes.
Yeah. For what they did to the Cold Crush.
Bro.
You know what I mean?
Bro, I don't think anybody's gotten away with, 20 million, bro.
Right.
He ran away with 20 million.
And no one will again.
21 ran away with 20 million.
They're going to cross
Here's
their
your
T's
album.
and dot their
But
I's.
next week?
Next week, it was the next day, sir.
Bro.
He dropped the following day. He
Bro.
dropped Blonde.
Got 20 mil.
After
bro.
Endless. Crazy. But you talked about his pen.
Yeah.
And I want to, as we get into this album, 10th anniversary of Channel Orange, this album goes so many places. And his writing style is so unorthodox.
Yeah, bro.
Half the time, I don't know what's happening.
Half the time I don't know, but I know half the time he was also really hot. I'm sure of that.
So let's get to it. Let's get
Okay.
to it.
First joint.
So the first song is Start. We're not going to start with Start.
No, it's a skit. Yeah.
Because it's a skit. But let me ask you this.
Interlude.
Is this like we're watching television? Because on the mixtape, it was we were listening to music,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Is this television? Because even if you look at the way the Orange or the channel was stylized, it has static, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
television.
yeah.
So are we supposed to be enjoying this or ingesting this as if it was a television program?
I don't know if it's that literal. I just know he plays with frequency a lot, right? So whether that's like, radio signal, television signal, it's all, and even he plays like, my not to jump the gun, but my TV don't have that, don't have HDs. That's too real. Stuff like that. It's
That's
like
too real.
he plays around with frequency a lot. So even like getting to existential questions about spirituality and real matter and subject things like that. So
And Pink Matter.
and pink matter, yeah. So.
Think about you. Set it off.
This is one of if there's a Frank, well, there will be a Frank Ocean museum, right? Eventually, this would definitely be in it
For sure.
Yeah, this is a powerful song, very strong vocal performance, and my one critic. So all right, so Jeff Sledge.
Yes.
Okay, so I've been holding this grudge for 10 years, bro. We were outside the Watch the Throne listening, right? It was
Stunt.
it was at the some museum, whatever, right? Some crazy.
Wasn't that
museum.
like a planetarium or some
Yeah,
shit?
yes, that's exactly what it was. Planetarium, right? We were outside. And, of course, everybody's on their Frank Ocean shit. This dude said the most blasphemous shit ever. Jeffrey Sledge
Jeffrey.
said that Frank Ocean's falsetto was better than Maxwell's.
All right. So why would you even bring that up? Like,
Because-
why would we talk about that
Because
now?
this is gonna haunt him. I'm making sure it's gonna haunt him for the
You
rest
put
of his
this all
life.
on, you gonna look at that camera right there.
Absolutely, right? And this is my one criticism about Frank Ocean, right? He's a phenomenal writer, right? Like incomparable. Like nobody writes like Frank. But because he's naturally a songwriter, there are certain songs that would be better if they were sung by somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So like, love this song, right? I think this song is great. I mean, it starts off crazy. It starts off, he's making an excuse about why his room is messy.
But why? All right, go ahead. Finish
Right,
your point. Finish your point.
the tornado comes.
I'm so confused by it all.
Bruh, like,
So confused by it
no,
all.
but it's just abstract art. That's the
Right,
thing. This doesn't
right.
always have to be rhyme or reason.
And that's what I.
It's
as I
really
went
abstract.
Back,
Yeah.
As I went back to this album, I was like, this shit is too abstract for me to try to pin down what everything means.
Yeah.
I immediately like
I have
after
interpretations for you. That's what I have.
After the third or fourth listening, I had to put him in the Ghostface category.
Oh, right.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about,
Exactly, bro.
but it sounds so good. I'm gonna keep listening to it. But go ahead. A tornado flew around my room
mighty healthy, bro.
before you came. Excuse the mess it made.
Bruh.
It usually doesn't rain in Southern
Then he compared
much like Arizona.
But he's comparing Arizona not raining to like him not crying. Like that's the first like two.
Yeah, now he's going.
It's a beautiful song because he's open, right? He's clearly open. He's like, wait a minute though, am I jumping the gun here? Like I got all these visions for us. Like that was whether it was an encounter or a date, whatever it was. The impact was strong enough for him to feel like to see a future, to see some longevity with this. And he stops himself, which I think everybody's had some kind of experience. Like, wait a minute, am I wilding out right now? Do I call her again? Let me stop texting her. You know what I'm saying? Or him, whatever y'all into. So it's like
Whatever Frank's into. I think at the top of the album, again, like I'm just gonna interject here.
Yeah. Don't get canceled.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna
all
get
right,
canceled
all right.
at all. I'm the most open-minded. I feel like when I was listening to this at the top of the album, it felt like he was speaking to a woman. And then as we got later on into the album, the layers started to come back. And by the time we get to the end, album. Right, and then by the time we get to the end, he's speaking to a guy. And now you're trying to figure out, well, was he talking to a guy all along, or did
he pull a Luther?
At some point, did he realize? You know what I'm saying? Like when I came to the realization in the album, is that to symbolize when he came to the realization in his own life about his own sexuality?
I think that plays a part.
No, I don't like you. I just thought you were cool enough to kick it. Got a beach house I could sell you on Idaho since you don't think I love you. I just thought you were cute. That's why I kissed you. Got a fighter jet. I don't get to fly it though I'm flying that. Though I'm lying that. What is he talking about, son? Of course I sped through it and all that. But what is he saying? What does it mean? Bruh, what does it mean?
Yeah, man. I don't know about that one.
It sounds great.
It sounds great. The bop on this shit, the flow on this whole shit is crazy. Right. From jump, it's so crazy.
I just was like,
what fighter jet? Like
I was so twisted.
He's so
on
hot.
That second verse.
I think he's twisted on that shit too.
But then as you get to like the bridge, right? The bridge is the part, the strongest part of the song, and is beautifully sung and written. I could never forget how you feel.
Yeah, B.
You were my first time. A new
so whatever that was.
It could
have been an experience. It could have been like, who knows what that is. Like, but that
works. It resonates with everybody though.
It covers so much ground, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like, the impact was so strong. He's like, I can't now. It's like, it's almost like an addiction, right?
The definition of chasing a high, when you get high,
which Frank plays with a lot on this album,
right? For sure. He definitely gets into that.
Love and high and
what is Thinking About You land? Obviously, it's in the Frank Museum that is currently being constructed.
Yeah. It's a 9 for me. It's a
9.
It's a 9 for me.
I gave it a 9.5.
Okay. Almost perfect.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Almost. If not for the fact that I couldn't pinpoint what it was saying lyrically. Yeah. As we proceed,
let's go to Sierra Leone, man.
You gonna slip over fertilizer?
It's just, we want to talk about fertilizer.
We gotta mention that.
It's the shit. You think it's the shit? You think it's the shit?
Wait, so for the longest time, I did not know it was a James Fauntleroy song. I learned that. A full song. And probably
he was giving like an homage to it, right?
Maybe like 3 years later, I decided to do the knowledge on it because I always liked the skit and I wasn't familiar with the song. So I went and discovered the song. A great song.
Really?
Amazing song.
I'm not even down.
Yeah. Nah, you got to check it out. It's a super dope song. And that's really the only reason why I wanted to talk about it.
That's another sneaky dude, man.
But this song would have been one of his ones.
Really?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Wow.
It's so dope. Which is, I'm assuming, why Frank decided to cover it.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. Like, it's not available on DSPs. Like, you got to do
really?
the knowledge. Yeah.
Wow.
But it's fire.
Okay.
But it's fire.
I believe it. James
so I like it. So now let's take a trip to West Africa.
Yeah. It gets, it's nothing's really clear here. You know what I'm saying? More slick writing.
More slick writing. More slick Rick.
It's like so this song, from what I got, this song is about young love. Also young parenthood, right? Mm-hmm. You see again slick writing, right? He talks about they don't have any. He's out of condoms.
Right.
We spend too much time together, and I'm out of condoms. That's already a bad recipe because we're not gonna not fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We acting like teenagers.
Right. He's acting like teenagers, exactly.
You know what they do.
And then he says, right, and then he's talking about. The Trojans. The Trojans is also allude to the condoms.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But also the horse.
The horse is marching in.
Right.
Trojan horse.
Right.
But that's also sperm. You know what I'm saying? Like the horse marching horses was like, he shot up the club.
Okay.
He's an ill writer, man.
Still inside our parents' home. Because that's where teenagers be fucking at.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I'm telling you, man, like it's a lot. And I mean, this song, I don't really love this song, but even again, he's like almost like a Kendrick, right? It's like even the songs you may not love or may not care that much about, there's still some brilliance in it.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? We're talking about just the beginning of the song.
Right.
Usually.
This is crazy. This
is crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
To set this up like this and is nuts, man. What I don't love most about this song is the vocal arrangement. It's just a weird vocal arrangement. I don't understand why he wrote it like that.
Yeah.
It's almost like a reference song.
Right.
It's a full song.
Right.
But it's the quality is almost like a reference
like
song.
The first verse is what they do in church, like when they say it and then the choir sings it.
Right.
He did the first verse like in that style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The second verse is where he more or less gets into the song of it, and then it goes into like that pre-chorus bridge, which is again like the best part of the song.
Yep.
To me, it's the best arranged. It's the best, sounds the best vocally. But yeah, I don't have a lot to say about Sierra Leone.
They have a daughter.
What'd you give Sierra Leone?
7.5.
7.5?
Yeah.
I gave it an 8.
8.
Gave it an 8. I don't live in Denver. Like, what was that about?
What's
what are you
that?
talking
What
about?
did that?
What are you talking about, bro?
Yo, I rewind. Like, I'm like, what the?
What does it mean?
What is that? What does it do with Sierra Leone?
What does it all mean?
What is Denver? Why Denver?
Why'd you sing that? No, I don't live in Denver.
Out of nowhere, like you didn't need that line. You didn't need that.
But yeah, the bridge part and second half of the song is amazing. As we proceed, let's get to Sweet Life.
Yeah. That's my favorite song on the album.
Really?
Oh, I love this song. Man.
The best song wasn't the single.
But you know
The best song wasn't the
really
single.
is the single, man.
Why do you love Sweet Life so much?
I think, all right, again, when Frank is in his register, he's at his best. You got like his sick pen, those just ill ways to just talk about. He'll take the most common thing and just find amazing ways to talk about it. What makes Frank good from the slick writing, when he is in his register, he sounds really good. It's almost like Stevie Wonder-ish, the way the performance was. And not as milky, but like, Stevie Wonder-ish. And then like,
more like, Stevie than Wonder to me.
There you go, right? But this song is so dope because again, I love Frank's ideas, right? Like he gets really deep with the shit. Like this is it's kind of existential too, right? It's like, why do you have to travel the world? Because you usually travel the world to get away from your environment. But if your environment is perfect, why would you need? What's the need to travel the world, right? And you can answer that a number of ways, right? Like I can make a case for both sides. And I mean, but he turns that huge question into like this really beautiful, simple R&B song, man. I just like what he does with, mango, grapevines, mango, peaches and vines, sweet life. Like he could have did sweet anywhere.
Right.
He chose, he's just really slick with it, man.
A lot of slick lines in this song. Yeah. For me, much like Super Rich Kids, he's speaking from a perspective of
he's been around
money. Like he's been around trust fund kids.
Right. It sounds like somebody who's been around. That's what it almost sounds like the almost like Different Strokes, right? It's like the kid from the hood who gets put into this place and he's like he's observing.
Right. And that's especially with those two songs back to back, it made me wonder if that was his
bridges both.
Right. If that was his actual reality.
Absolutely.
With reality.
Absolutely.
But then I also have it feels like lounge singy.
Lounge singing?
Yeah. Like just the
mangoes, peaches, and vines.
like that kind of vibe. Not as cheesy as that, but the approach of it.
Gotcha.
Felt loungy to me. But then it's like just the opening bar, the best song wasn't the single.
Yeah.
But you weren't either.
Bro, you weren't either.
Yo.
Why? So like why?
That's a super bar.
Why?
That's an ill bar.
For no reason.
Because very rarely is the best song the single, but you weren't single either. How did that connection is crazy.
You weren't my best song.
You know what I'm saying? Like that connection is crazy.
No sugar free, my TV ain't HD. Yeah. That shit's too real.
That's just too real. So when you get the high definition quality of my TV.
But also he's saying they're living in a fantasy world.
Right. That's just too real.
Come on,
you
man.
Know what I'm saying? I can't.
Yeah, I love this
that's
song.
too much. That's so.
It's too real.
Sharp. It's so picture perfect. It's sharp. That's too real.
It's too real.
You know what I'm saying?
I'd rather be over here.
Yeah. Give me a standard definition television.
I love this.
What did you give Sweet Life since you love it so much?
9.5.
Wow. You really like it.
I love it.
I gave it an 8.5.
8.5.
I gave it 8.5. Wow. I like it. I don't love it like you do. I do like
clearly.
it.
Clearly. But I'm thinking about the distance between Sweet Life and Thinking About You for you. You said 8.5 just now?
Yep.
8.5 and 9.5.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think there's a big difference between those songs like that. Yeah. I mean, I prefer Sweet Life over Thinking About You. Both great songs. But
I think Thinking About You is better produced for sure. It's not overproduced, but
the performance on Sweet Life is better vocally.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
You can rent it.
As we proceed, super rich kids.
Absolutely right.
We still get into the money. We
still
around the money.
Still in the mansions.
Still in the mansions.
Parents aren't around.
Right. This again, right? I said this feels like it's told from the lens of someone around the rich kids and observing their lifestyles. Yeah. Which is weird. Like this album has so many themes. It has so many like
There's a lot of connective tissue also. It's a lot of repetitive themes and then just singular stuff.
But it taps into so many different things. Like those two songs back to back with
Classism,
the skit.
yeah.
Right. You know, that's one thing. Obviously there's relationship shit.
Right.
But then like crack rock is some whole other shit. Right. You know what I'm saying?
But relative to rich kids.
Okay.
Yeah, like drugs are a common theme.
But
drugs
the way
and
that
love
song is written and told, we'll get to it.
Yeah,
we'll get to it. So if you love Sweet Life, how do you feel about Super Rich Kids?
I love Super Rich Kids.
Okay.
I mean, it's
the song, not the people.
Nah, the song way more than people.
Way more than the people.
Yeah.
Some of the Super Rich Kids are cool, though.
Some of them, yeah. Some of them are cool. But yeah, Super Bop, first of all. I mean, the Elton John sample with Benny and the...
Is it a sample or is it just like played like...
Interpolation?
Yeah, interpolation. Earl got off.
Earl. You talk about if Frank confused us.
Well, Earl stayed on the theme. He stayed on. He stayed on.
He's just
the way he decided the way he decided to rap it.
What the?
Yeah.
How you sew that shit up? You can't even.
Right.
You can't decode that.
Yeah, the theme is crazy.
Yeah.
The theme is crazy how he put it together.
Yeah,
but
I love Frank's pen on this. I mean, it's super visual, right? Especially like that last verse where because he gives you, it's almost like a good movie, right? You reference Menace a lot, right? And how like at the end you get those questions. Mm-hmm. And this one, it's like he's painting that. Now we had Sweet Life. He's giving you all the sweetness of it. You know, this is better than the grass is green over here. Mm-hmm. I'd rather this fuzzy reality than my stark reality. Mm-hmm. Then he gives you like, I woke up, start the day on the roof. We drinking all this fancy wine. We got all this great weed. Parents ain't around. We having a ball. He gets so fucked up, or somebody gets so fucked up that they start playing around on the roof and they eventually fall off, which can be used as, double entendre. You know what I'm saying?
Do they fall off the roof at the end?
He says it's a crash.
Okay.
He says crash. And he alludes to it being a bad ending,
Got it.
And again, very lightly. I mean, like you could take that literally. You don't have to take that literally. It could be fall off as in like finances. He keeps talking about 1 million, 2 million. It's not enough. They're insatiable. You know what I'm saying? He could also look at it as like, like money doesn't really matter.
I looked at it as being on the edge, living on the edge.
Yeah.
Like daring.
Yeah, absolutely.
And adventurous and stupid.
Yeah, joyrides.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But just like all of the things that, although I don't hang around a bunch of trust fund babies, all of the things
they're not really good people.
All of the things that I imagined their days to be, I felt like were covered in this song.
Yeah. He woke like the day started on the roof, the day ended on the roof.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was dope. It told a dope.
Even like being like the visual, right? Like he's on the roof drunk, he gets pulled down, sleeves rips. You know what I'm saying? Like you just like. Just really clear imagery. I love that.
This was a lot. Well, there was something to be interpreted, but it could also be perceived as on the nose as well. Like, because it shows, it's painting a picture that you could clearly see.
That's interesting you said that because I felt the next song was way on the nose.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I want you to school me. What'd you give Super Rich Kids?
I gave Super Rich Kids another 9.5, man.
Okay.
I thought it was great, man.
Another 8.5.
I thought it was super. I thought the way he just played with it, the vocal arrangement, how visual it was. It wasn't. You have a song like Super Rich Kids, it can be superficial. You know what I mean? It could just be like, just have fun with it, it just sound good, but like. And then you have Earl, just giving us that
Close
knife
your eyes,
foot.
you can't imagine. We are the Zandy Nash and Caddy smashing, Braddy Ashes, Maddie Snatches, Daddy Jagged, and use the shit for batting practice.
Come on, bro.
Adam and Andy thrashing.
Adam and Andy thrashing.
He was going crazy.
Adam and Andy,
going crazy.
Crazy.
Purchasing crappy grams with half the hand of cashew handed. Like, yeah, he just went like that inter rhyme scheme.
Yes.
Like that Eminem shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or what people think Eminem made famous, but just like that rhyme within the rhyme scheme.
Rhyme within the rhyme
super
scheme.
dope.
Yeah,
super dope.
yeah.
And he did it through the whole thing and he killed it. Because to stay on that theme is a task, but to stay Well, to stay in that
the topic is also
on topic, right?
Yeah,
is a task, but also to do it in that way is a task, and he bodied it.
It's crazy.
He bodied it. Shout out to Young Earl. Shout out to whole Our Future, man. As much as I talk about being
those kids did it, man.
As much as I talk about being like a super Tyler fan, like they all did their thing.
I wasn't always a Tyler fan. That's the thing.
I didn't become a Tyler. Well,
I love older Tyler. I love.
Oh no, older Tyler.
I love Tyler.
He
now.
came into his.
He
like you know
had
what I'm saying.
He had to grow up before us. Absolutely, but like
he grew up.
We are. We're definitely. Tyler's much younger than us. So like I'm in my early 30s. He's fucking his early 20s. And I'm like, this kid's annoying. Like,
super annoying.
Like, he's wild. Like, he's just doing shit for shock value.
Just doing shit.
Like, it's
just like, eating roaches.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Just farting for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And now, like, watching him in his early 30s, man, and just, he's
he matured in front of our eyes, but the music was always there, and it's gotten so much better.
So much better.
It's gotten
he's
so much
a real
better.
Producer now,
and I think that's why his music is incredible
Absolutely.
as well. But let's get back to young Christopher Brioche, aka Frank Ocean.
Yes.
Pilot Jones. So you said you feel like this is more on the nose?
Topic, yes, because Pilot Jones. Okay, Pilot Jones, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's basically about him. He paints it, right? He uses this very literal way of talking about addiction and love and taking off, right? Pilot, he took off, he got high, right? The Jones, I'm addicted to it, right? But it's him and this other woman who's like his, they're basically each other's crutches. They're both each other's enablers, right? And so it's like they're blaming each other for, he can't keep her sober. She comes around, he gets high, she's blaming him, shit that addicts would do. Very smart in the way it's done, right? But it's just like Pilot Jones. Like, I just thought that was super literal.
Got it.
Yeah.
But that because you're a above average thinker, that goes over a lot of people's heads. Not mine.
Pilot,
Well, nah, because
the pilot's always over your head, sir.
Oh, not sometimes they be grounded. Pilot Jones, yeah, I think it could be lost on some people, but that's what I got. Like you jonesing for the pilot. The pilot is who gets you high, right? Is the dealer.
But it's not really the person. You think the person who's bringing you the drugs you have a love for. It's really just the drugs.
It's the drugs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the dealer.
It's that Bobby Whitney shit.
So,
too.
but look, I didn't want to go there because I love both of them so much. But yeah, that's what my mind took me.
Speaking of that, you should watch the new Lena Waithe movie, Beauty. It's basically about Whitney Houston and Robin.
I saw.
It's tough.
I saw. I was like, oh, how do you tell me you're making a Whitney movie without telling me you're making a Whitney movie?
But it was dope about it.
I saw the trailer. I didn't see the
right.
The film.
It's Robin and Whitney.
Word.
But what's dope about it is I love this part. Like it's all about like her being a singer and her mom was a singer, right? Like Whitney, right? But you never hear
never heard that story before.
Right. You never hear anybody sing.
Oh,
it's done really well. Yeah.
Word.
It's interesting. Check it out.
I gotta check it out.
Yeah.
I got like I love Whitney Houston. Like to my core.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like I don't play those games.
So you didn't like the Daytona album cover?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so.
I didn't.
Clear. How you really feel, Storm?
What notes do I have for Pilot Jones? Yeah. I said, is it coded or is it chaos?
I think it's both.
Is it both?
I think it's both. Mostly I think that's every Frank.
That's every song, right? That's every song. Because I was like, okay,
that's a good question.
I'm
right
understanding it.
Yeah.
But also, is it just crazy as fuck? And it's
crazy.
a little bit.
It's
of both.
supposed to be.
But the beat is crazy too.
The beat is. I love the track. I don't love the vocal performance, but I love the track. Love the track. I'm like, this could have actually been special.
Yeah, I'm looking at my score and I'm trying to figure out because I gave it a 7.5, which is the lowest.
I gave it a 7.
You gave it a 7? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're in the same place.
Yeah.
But the beat hits.
Maybe 7.5 is because the beat's so good. It's probably a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Okay,
yeah.
Word up. But yeah, it's a joint. So now. This was always one of my favorite songs on the album.
This one.
Crack Rock. That we coming to. Ooh. Yeah.
You love some drums, boy. You know how you want to get taught? Son, get this man a vegan burger and some drums, boy. You got him, boy.
I'm here for the night. It's because I'm a rapper first.
Drums are crazy.
Because I can remember, like, I have this album on CD. Right. And I can remember riding around rapping to this beat.
Right.
Yeah. Like
you go off on
it's the rapper shit.
The drums are
crazy.
It
really is.
The drums are crazy, bro.
But it's not intentional. It's just who I am.
Bro, you ain't gotta make excuses for me. I love who you are, bro. I love this song.
It's so funny.
I love the drum track.
It's funny to see people realize that. The drums on Crack Rock are hitting.
Drums are crack.
Crazy.
The drums are crack.
Very necessary. Again, right? Is this on the nose or is this a metaphor, B?
This is on the nose. I mean,
it's on the nose.
Are you kidding me?
Right?
The hook is crack rock, crack rock.
It's so on the nose,
but still well written. Mm-hmm. I mean, he plays around, bro. Like, the first fucking line, bro. You don't know how little you matter until you're all alone in the middle of Arkansas with a little rock in that glass dick.
Yo,
son.
Like,
that's the first line.
But it's so much there.
Little Rock?
Right, Little Rock. Arkansas.
Come on, son.
That's barred. But also the scene.
Right.
What makes you write that?
Son.
Like, is that your own experience?
Alone in Arkansas? That's what makes.
I don't even know why he made this song.
Denver. Well, again, he's around these rich kids. There's a lot of drug abuse happening. But it's kind of on theme with the album.
I suppose, but I guess it goes really low. Like, it goes from a high to a super low, right? This is Richard Pryor fucking searching through the carpet now for freebasing,
running out the house looking like a match,
right?
A lit match.
Right. So I think it's just. Although I guess the theme is the thread, is just shown from so many such different angles. Yeah. It's like stark contrast.
Bro, the lines on this shit is stupid.
But nah, he's going crazy. But then it also turns into like a political.
At the end, right? It gets like some activist feel.
Yeah, it gets active. It gets activated. He gets active, right? Because he's talking about the cops
hitting stones in glass homes. You're smoking stones in abandoned homes. Hitting stones and broke your home. What they say? Don't throw rocks at what?
At your glass house,
son. He broke his home, but also by hitting stones,
right? Because how do you fuck up your house and your family?
By hitting
being on crack, right?
That's
brilliantly written.
Stones, throwing rocks at the glass house, abandoned home.
Like, he playing with all of that, and he's eating it.
He's eating food,
right? Oh, but it's just like, yo, how did we get here? How did we get here so fast?
And then the hook is like crack rock. It's like drilling it. Like we get it.
But then it goes crooked cop, black cop.
Yeah, black cop.
Like how do we get here? He said, Pink gets shot. 300 men to search for me. My brother get popped and no one hears the sounds. But
nobody hears the rounds.
This is the same song that was just saying crack rock. It got so activated at the end. It's just, it's a lot.
I guess he's showing you one of the results, one of the byproducts of this crack era. I mean, he does it very quickly and it's kind of out of nowhere.
Right.
But
it doesn't transition.
It doesn't transition, but he still sounds good. Like,
he killed it. I gave Crack Rock 8.5.
I gave Crack Rock 8.5.
Yeah, it's dope. Again, shout out to my brother Omas. I should call O. I keep saying that.
Gotta call him. You should call him.
All right, we're gonna get to so this is
where we get to the drugs.
Yeah, this
is where he gets high.
This is the most brilliantly written record on the album, in my opinion.
It's also like 9 minutes long.
Well, it's two songs. It's two songs in one. But it's genius.
This is ill.
It's genius.
It's so ill.
Pyramids is genius.
Especially when you got a stripper called Cleopatra.
Nah, bro. Like, first of all, he tells the story of Cleopatra, Queen of England.
Yeah. How was your fort defended by cheetahs? Like, like that's wild. Like, he says about releasing the cheetahs because you think we have thieves.
So when I was first listening to this, right, I was like, okay, what is he trying to convey here? Cleopatra, Black Queen of
Mother
Egypt, stolen. Yeah. So I'm trying to tie this shit together. And then I just went to the actual story of Cleopatra, who cheated, and I just went through the whole story. And as I went through song,
was she really laying with Samson?
Yeah. So that's the real story. That's the real story.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And so as I went through it, I was like, oh, he's really just telling that story in a song form. The brilliance of it, well, he did that masterfully, but then the brilliance is when it turns the page. And our modern day Cleopatra, Cleopatra from Egypt where the pyramids are, is dancing at the pyramid.
Pyramid is the strip club.
And then he uses all of these metaphors to talk about the gold and just like, it's just crazy. Cleopatra.
But the first half sonically,
is Patra in her 6-inch heels, catch her. She's working at the
pyramid. Yo, bro. That boy writing.
That's working at the pyramid.
That's arrangement. That's arrangement, bro.
That's brilliant.
Yo, man.
That, like, him doing that. Bro. Again, I don't know why the fuck he made this record.
Right, yeah.
I don't know why he made this record.
Because he can. Because nobody can but Frank.
I don't understand why it fits in the... Like, this album is all over the place.
The second half could have just been a bop on its own.
Super bop.
But the first half is like some... He goes back to like that 80s, like George Michael, Prince records. You know what I'm saying? Just because he could do that shit. Because a biblical historical fact, but written like a motherfucking George Michael song. Like,
crazy.
Only Frank Ocean.
For
what?
There's a cheetah on the loose.
Cheater.
Yeah.
That's why they're...
You understand? You understand what's happening here? I had to get you there, brother. I had to get you there.
That's why the cheaters are fucking...
Because they're cheaters.
The cheaters are with the thieves.
It's
She's laying up with Samson now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Crazy.
Forget about it.
Yeah, shout out to Frank. That one blew my mind. Like that, I had to run it back. I loved Pyramid from the jump just because it sounds amazing. Yeah. But as I really went, especially as we were getting prepared for this Hard to Earn episode, and I really had to dig deep and do the knowledge on it, it blew my mind at just how genius it all was, or all is. Yeah, that's one of those ones.
Car ain't got no gas tank, but the steering wheel got wood grain.
Keep a nigga bills paid. That keep my bills paid.
Bop!
Yeah, he sings it crazy.
Such a bop.
Both sides of the song.
Yeah,
both sides of the song are sung amazingly. And then lyrically on the second half, he just goes crazy.
Oh, it goes nuts. It's almost like crazy. Pimp C style, man.
It's pimping in my convo. I gave Pyramid a 10.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Gave it up. He gave it up. I gave it up.
Wow.
I gave it up.
Wow.
It's genius. It's genius, and it sounds amazing, and it's produced incredible. Both songs, the way he was able to weave one story into the next, into the modern day version, and talk about the effects of it, losing our queens and our castles and our royalty. And flipping it
to the strip club
into the strip club.
Could be a queen
with
strip club.
pimps, and
it's a severely smart record. I'll give you that.
It's super smart,
but I can't say it's perfect because he doesn't sound perfect on it.
Oh no, he sounds great.
He doesn't sound perfect on it though. Like this
Frank, I don't feel like he's out of range. He's not doing anything that he's not capable of doing on this record.
No, but I think vocally it's mid. I think the writing is just incredible. The arrangements are nuts. But vocally, I think it's pretty mid. Yeah. So I mean, like that's my biggest flaw. Also, it's like kind of like as much as I love it as creative, it was like, do we really need 9 minutes? Like we didn't need 9 minutes.
2 songs, bro. Break it out. Go get a sandwich. Get a sandwich. Don't do that. And don't say he sounds mid on it either.
Yeah, you're right. That mid is the wrong word. You're right. He doesn't sound mid on it.
He sounds like Frank.
I don't think
he's not over singing it.
Right.
So I mean, if you go into Frank for the greatest vocals in the world, you went to the wrong place.
I'm never going from that. But you don't get a 10 if you don't have some of the greatest vocals in the world.
Nah, that shit is sung really dope. I think if he went out of his range at all, like you were saying, like stay in this register, right? But that's a different song. If you say stay in this register, I think he stayed and played right where he's most comfortable, where he sounds best, and you couple that with the story, and you couple that with how he flipped the song into this new age thing, which is a whole different song. So you go from fucking George Michael's to
Prince shit
to Prince type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like all of that shit, I just think is hadn't been done. It hadn't been done either.
Most of the shit,
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I got to give you credit for that as well, just for just doing something, covering new ground.
Yeah, I gave it 8.5.
Wow.
Yeah, I gave it 8.5. I can't wait to see what the people think.
You got to get out. You got to leave the room.
I can't wait to see what people think.
Working at the pit.
I've never heard anybody say they thought Pyramid was a perfect song.
Pyramid is incredible because I don't think when you have to listen to the record in the way that we have to listen to the record,
right.
I think you get different things out of it. I always liked Pyramid. I always liked
Pyramid. Yeah.
But
I appreciate it.
As I gave it the Hard to Earn I had to have I got a newfound respect for Pyramid, which changed it for me.
I do. Same.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah. As we proceed, Lost.
All right, Lost.
Take it away.
Oh man, he's definitely on big drugs right now, man. He's definitely on big drugs. But he's still in that same vein. That's still that early 80s, Hall and Oates, that Prince vibe. I like the song a lot. I think it's a jam.
This is about drug trafficking, though.
Part of it, partially.
Okay.
It's about another dysfunctional relationship. I mean, that's really a lot of themes. Like, it's a very dysfunctional relationship. He and his woman. He's got her doing different things from like he's pimping, she's selling dope, whipping it up. But he's saying although she's whipping up dope, she one day will be cooking like as a real wife, right? It's like you're the problem though, bro. You don't even realize it. You're the person, the author of this fucking song is the problem.
He's the author of the chaos.
Of the author of the chaos, exactly, right? So I mean, like, again, just really slick, smart shit, and it just fucking sounds good. Like, it's a fucking it's a early MTV bop, man.
Nah, it's
you know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
fire.
You want to do the Carlton dance to this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, musically is dope. It definitely gives me those vibes. This is where, as I was going through the album, this is where I took a beat and was like, yo, he's just really a really dope writer.
Yeah.
Because all of these
he's
experiences,
just having fun now.
Right, all these experiences and themes and shit that he's talking about, he hasn't at 24 years old. I don't think he's experienced these things firsthand. Right. He just has a great imagination. He's had some life experience.
He also doesn't have a spaceship.
For sure. Yeah, I don't think he has a spaceship. So
Lonnie. It's a really interesting alias.
That's Common's name too.
That's really his name, though. That's really his name. It's Dad's. Like,
what did you give Lost?
Lost got an 8 for me.
I gave it 8.5. Yeah. Gave it 8.5. White instrumental we won't get into, but if I'm not mistaken, that was from one of the Odd Future tapes.
Okay.
That was a song that he had on one of the Odd Future tapes. So he had like John Mayer play it over for his album.
Oh, John Mayer.
Just
ate food for no reason.
Yo, John, what you
2
doing?
seconds.
Yo,
ate
pull up real quick.
all the food.
2
seconds, man.
I was at home.
3 plucks. 3 plucks.
3 plucks.
3 plucks. Ate all the food, man. Like, yo.
I mean, that's a stunt in itself, right? Just having John
Mayer
the play.
Can we talk about this guest list, though? Think about
which
this.
is what I was saying, right?
Right,
like
that's what
Frank
you said, right? Like, yo,
was in the rarest of air. This is his debut album on Def Jam.
Dre wasn't doing
with only a mixtape and his Odd Future appearances to his credit at the time.
Hell of a mixtape.
It was like
the mixtape set the bidding war.
Right.
Yeah, they pulled up the truck up for him.
Yeah, they. Well, I think Tyler had dropped the first project at this time. Mm-hmm. Sid was making noise.
Noise yet?
Yeah. So they were not where Sid ended up being, but I think they were all like Wu-Tang, right? They were all buzzing enough that people wanted to start to pluck.
They wanted
they wanted to be a part of it. Sure. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but like Frank Lincoln with Def Jam, like for us, I mean, we East Coast Brooklynites, right? Like Def Jam is a staple.
Absolutely.
It means a lot to the culture.
Absolutely.
And just for him to get what he got out of Def Jam and have this track list and have this guest list and have these relationships and be a part of the Watch the Thrones and the Beyoncés and you know what I'm saying? Like, just, I'm like, damn, Frank really.
He was that boy.
He was that boy.
You know what
I mean? Or that day or them, whatever, however you want to do it.
Whatever his pronouns
you know what I'm saying?
Frank. Whatever his pronouns
Frank he's Frank. You know what I'm saying?
Frank is Frank.
Yeah, so I forgot what point I was trying to make.
Is Frank a pause?
Yo. I don't know. Ask Joey Chestnut.
It's Frank a pause.
Glizzy. Not Glizzy Ocean.
Not Glizzy Ocean. Yo.
Wow.
Yo.
Edit point.
Oh my God. Don't get canceled.
No edit point. Monks.
Wild ass song.
Wow song.
Wow song. He has not come down off that high.
Yo, but why Monks though?
Yo, the references on this song are so all over the place.
The title, bro. What Monks?
I don't get Monks.
Yeah. He's so
you talk about stories and stories like he's out
This is groupie love?
It's well, I don't know if it's groupie love.
She travels.
Yeah, yes.
She travels.
I guess she's a groupie.
She tours with the band.
She has her own. No, she has her own tour. She's on her own tour. She's touring.
She tours
various bands.
Tours the band.
She also me on top without no hands. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
African girl.
Okay.
Right, we here, right?
Right.
And then he runs off with her, and her father owns an army. But they shoot bow and arrows. What year are we in?
Like I said, bro.
What year are we in?
Some of this shit, I was like, yo, what are we listening to? What is happening right here?
Your father's army use bow and arrows.
Yeah. These stories that he's telling, like the places he chooses to go on this album and the shit he decides to talk about.
That passport is used,
it's
baby.
Just, he's in his mind.
Stamped up.
In his mind, because he goes all over the place.
He has a song called Sierra Leone.
He definitely does. He has a song called Monks. That's what we're on now. I don't have much to say about Monks. It's a little confusing. I didn't rate it high.
Oh, didn't rate it high.
I didn't rate it high. Gave it a 7.5.
Ooh, I gave it an 8. It's innovative. But again, all over the place and doesn't really hold my attention.
I was about to say it didn't keep me.
Yeah,
and that's why
it's all over the place, but it's still just not as engaging. You know?
Right, because and as I rated it next to the rest of the songs on the album, which is why it ended up as a 7.5, is because although there are other records that are all over the place, they kept my attention a little bit better than Monks.
Right.
Pyramids is fucking brilliant. Fuck you talking about. All right, Bad Religion. Here we go.
The coming out song.
Here we go. This was done. I mean, I don't know if it was. Well, you said that his team is amazing, so I have to say that it was all strategic. But this song dropping, it was a Fallon, like before the album, Saturday Night Live, before the album came out, had everyone talking. Oh, yeah. The whole internet was on. No, it was with Questlove in them. It was Fallon. It was Fallon. Yeah, it was with the Roots.
Early Fallon.
And just, I remember being aware of Frank because of Taylor. But that's when Twitter was Twitter. And Twitter was on fire. Yeah, and like overnight, I feel like he became one of the most talked about artists. Just that quick.
He already had a strong buzz.
Right.
Just musically.
But this is everybody was talking. Because obviously he already had the...
People who weren't paying attention to the mixtape now knew who Frank Ocean was.
Because the industry knew, right? Obviously we talked about the bidding war. We talked about him having these relationships. But this is what, like coming out, if you will, in that fashion, when people really didn't have any idea, and the way he did it and the way it looked, he had the bandana, American bandana, and the performance was so crazy. It was just really, really done. I don't want to say brilliantly, but it was very, very well thought out. It was very well thought out, and it worked.
He didn't have to come out.
It worked like
he was already that dude. But you're right, that took him to a next level
for sure. Because it was right at the point where, like, acceptance, right? Like the acceptance of queer artists or LGBTQIA plus in the entertainment space. Like we were right at the cusp of turning the page, right? And Frank was a part of that. Yeah. He was part of ushering in that overall acceptance. Yeah, for sure. Because like I didn't care. I didn't care. I'm not on that type of time anyway, as far as like caring about anyone's sexuality. But it really it didn't matter. It didn't matter who he loved, how he loved, or whatever. I was still going to bump the CD.
Yo, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Nostalgic Ultra is still.
I was still going to bump the tape. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that opened up a lot more people's minds. Yeah.
The only thing that, to me, I took as a negative to him coming out, it's like, I feel like when he came out, he actually got less accessible. Like, it's like, I felt like, I don't know if that was like the pressure of it, or he just felt free where he's like, I don't even have to pretend anymore. So I think that's the only, I mean, I'm happy for him, be happy, do what you need to do. But I felt like him liberating himself almost took him away from us a little more.
He may have, and I mean, obviously it's speculation, but he may have just was going to do that anyway and be that way anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really kind of what he gives me. You know what I'm saying? He gives me more of a recluse type of vibe. But just, and also we haven't even talked about the song yet. We talked about the impact of the performance.
We haven't even gotten to the song yet.
The song is fucking amazing.
The song is amazing.
It's amazing. And for you to get it that first time in that way.
Yo, B, this motherfucker sets off fucking bars like
none
other.
Shit sounds amazing.
In the cab. But why is a cab driver that nationality?
Yeah, like, cause
come on, B. Like,
Yo, but like
he has a facade, like he's a disguise. It's a confession, bro. It's almost like a Catholic church. Like you go to confession, right? But the screen, instead of it being a screen, it's the
partition.
Partition from the cab. Like, come on, Frank.
Crazy.
How you see that?
But then he hit him with the Allahu Akbar. He said, "Please don't curse." Yo, what? Me. Yeah, don't curse me. Yeah,
don't curse me.
It
goes, I know how y'all think.
Right.
Y'all don't accept this.
Right.
But he's confessing to somebody who's from a certain people who don't approve of this way of life.
Which is crazy in itself,
nuts.
Right? There's so many other ways you could have got this story off. So many other people you could have told that wouldn't have passed judgment,
or
right?
Potentially curse you.
Right. That's crazy. Yo, he said, I know it's rush hour. You can take the streets if you want. Yo,
said, keep the meter running.
Yo, keep the meter running.
I gotta get this off.
I gotta get these. It's heavy on my heart. It's weighing on my heart. I gotta get this whole shit off.
You just happen to be the person I gotta dump this on, man.
Yeah, nah, it's crazy. Also the title, right? If it brings me to my knees, if it brings it to my knees, is it a bad religion?
Unrequited love. Unrequited love.
You didn't get that back.
Bruh.
You don't get no reciprocity
no boomerang.
there.
No boomerang.
No boomerang action.
No boomerang action.
No comeback. No frisbee.
He said, if it brings me to my knees, it is a bad religion. And he keeps playing with like love and drugs and spirituality, man. Like he keeps playing with this like throughout the album. It's crazy, man. Like
I feel like
to be so young, he's a
heavy.
This
is what I'm saying. Like 24. So 24 when this came out. So you've made it at 23,
right?
You know,
or 20, or
who knows how early it was when you wrote this?
You're right. They say you spend your whole life writing your first album, right? So,
yeah. To be this heavy with this much topic and substance.
Like I'm holding on to this facade, and it's too heavy for me now.
Right.
I gotta take this shit. Yo, that's crazy, man.
This right here though, it was like, damn. As much as I love the album. Seeing what he was able to do with this record, I'm like, man, he could have done other things in other places.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because like, for as much as I do enjoy the album, it is a lot of all over the place. It is a lot of random thoughts, you know, from track to track. Imagine if we would have had a theme that really gradually brought us here.
Yeah, right.
Or brought us here in a cleaner manner.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. So without going through the jungles with the tigers and
right.
cheetahs.
The trip to Sierra Leone.
Yeah, right.
Dipping in with the monks.
Yeah, spaceships. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. You know what I mean? Denver. Bad Religion, what'd you give it?
I gave Bad Religion a 9.
I gave it a 9.5. Gave it a 9.5. Yeah, this is just a very special joint. I could have rated it higher, but this one particular record that's coming next, Pinnacle. Is your favorite? Oh, well, Pyramid is your favorite. Pyramid is your favorite. Pyramid is my favorite up until this point, yes.
Up until this point.
Up until this point. And then we get to Pink Matter.
Have mercy.
Care to take it away?
This is such a good song, man.
Such a good song.
Oh, man. And again, you talk about the way it's written is crazy.
Crazy.
The depth of it, the meaning, right? So he's getting philosophical on us now.
Quadruple entendre shit.
Son, he's getting philosophical on us. You got existential questions. He could have just asked these questions on his own flat out.
Right.
This dude's having a conversation with his sensei. Why are you fucking doing karate now, Frank? Why are you doing karate now, Frank?
Why are you talking to the sensei, bro?
But peep how the sensei
went quiet.
No, peep how the sensei asking him some existential questions, right? For him to ask about his woman. Mm-hmm. Frank comes back with some of his own questions. The sensei gets violent. Like, yo, what the fuck you questioning me for?
He goes quiet.
They start sparring.
Then violent.
Then quiet, then violent. Like, who the fuck is you to ask me this question?
And we sparred until we both grew tired.
So did he get mad because he couldn't answer it?
Nothing mattered.
And nothing
mattered.
Nothing mattered.
This is a movie. Bro, or an episode of something.
It's a scene.
Right? This is a scene.
It's a scene.
It's a whole scene. You could act this all out and make it a visual thing. Nah, this shit is greatness.
The writing is crazy. The vocal performance
is crazy. Yeah,
it's crazy.
He went crazy. He went crazy on this shit. But also, right, like just let's just talk about how it starts. We all over the place, bro.
Yeah. Let's go.
What do you think my brain is made for? Is it just a container for the mind?
Brain
that
matter.
great gray matter.
Brain matter.
Come on, man. Sensei replied, "What is your woman? Is she just a container for the child? Ooh. That soft pink matter? Wait, that soft pink matter. Cotton candy. Majin Buu.
What?
All right, so you don't.
What's Majin Buu?
You
I
don't.
don't
What
know.
the fuck is that?
What's
What's
Majin
Majin Buu? We going back to what year was this? 2012.
2012.
2012, right? So we go. What the fuck is Majin Buu?
What's
How does
Majin
that?
Buu,
Why
son?
does that pink thing, man? Oh, it's the pink character from Dragon Ball Z. Good
Okay,
night.
bye-bye. All
Good
right,
night.
guys. Okay.
I'm finished.
All right,
You can
all
stop
right.
it. You can stop it. Yo,
Son,
what?
wait.
Yo, but he came with Majin Buu?
Son.
Wait, because he didn't just say it like I'm saying it.
Right.
He sang that
He
motherfucker.
sang that shit too. It sounded great.
God.
I didn't know what it was, but it sounded great.
His pen was so crazy that day. He was so on fire. Now we can get to the rest of the conversation with Sensei. He already blew my
Son.
mind. Oh yeah, and 3 Stacks is on this as well.
Oh, and 3 Stacks is on the fucking song.
If you want to talk about mind blowing shit.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, since you've been going, I've been having withdrawals. You was such a habit to call. I ain't mad at myself at all. Had to tell myself, no. She better with some fettle with a regular job. I didn't want to get her involved. By dinner, Mr. Benjamin was sitting in awe. Yo, wait a minute,
Son.
sir.
Third person?
First of all,
Third
sir.
person?
First of all, this bounce right here.
Son.
This bounce right here is going crazy.
Oh, no. The best bounce is, what was,
Butter knife anyway.
no, if models were made for modeling, thick girls were made for cuddling.
The pockets was crazy. Wait, it's a line before that though.
Yeah, butter knife. Like,
Oh, right.
why?
She had the kind
He
of
did
body
butter knife because he said
because you're not
the
sharp.
memory, the memory.
Because you're not sharp.
Come on, son.
Yeah, but he said she had the kind of body that would probably intimidate
Unless
any of them that were unsouthern, but not me, cousin. So her body would intimidate you if you weren't from the South. Why, B?
because you know
the
peaches are down there. Baby.
Yo,
the peaches are down there. In the
I
South,
mean,
baby.
them things is down there, not BBL living.
Yams,
We talking
peaches,
about we talking about
natural,
cornbread fat. Yeah.
raised from the soil up.
Grandma recipe.
Soil up.
That type shit.
Grits.
Yo, she had the kind of
Biscuits.
body that would probably intimidate if you were unsouthern, but not me, cousin. Cause why? Cause he's from the South. Yeah,
South
nah,
got
he
something
went
to say.
crazy. He went crazy. It's so much imagery in that verse. Like Frank goes crazy.
matter.
3 Stacks goes crazy.
Frank I was a heavy child, bro.
Yeah,
I know when he doesn't come outside, man. He got a lot on his
got
mind.
a whole
man.
lot going on. But yeah, this record, like, if you really go through these verses before you get to 3 Stacks, like Frank's second verse is crazy. And then the way it sounds, it's sung beautifully. Like he hits the falsetto. You know,
Yeah,
I don't know if he hits the falsetto that Jeff was referencing.
No, there's no Maxwell
You know what I
falsettos.
mean? But
yeah.
he sounds incredible on it because you feel it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you feel the pain, but it's not pain. You feel the emotion.
Yeah.
You feel the emotion.
Yeah.
Like that. My God,
like the
giving me pleasure.
the bad religion performance.
Right.
Like
You feel it. You feel it's raw emotion. So like I was saying, that Bad Religion was Pyramids was my favorite up until Pink Matter.
So you gave it a 10.
This definitely a 10. I definitely gave it up.
I give it a 9.
What?
It got pitchy at the end. It
What?
It got a little pitchy.
My God.
Yeah, it got
Like that? Is that like that?
It got pitchy at the end. Exactly.
Yeah, he's going crazy.
Yo, why did Dre say frankly when the ocean is that good? I'm
Come
like,
on, bro.
Y'all won already. Y'all won already.
He was already finished, but with
Y'all
the verse.
won already.
Yeah,
Y'all
he was
won already.
He added that on.
Y'all won already.
He had already finished his
Come
verse.
on, bro.
Yeah, he's another one, man. He's another one.
Let's not even do that.
Yeah, let's not do that. We already went to the end of the
Let's
episode.
not do
He's
that.
another
Let's not
one.
talk about another unicorn.
This fucking guy, Andre Benjamin. Benjamin.
He was in awe. He was in awe. He was in after dinner. He was in awe.
Yo, the word by dinner, Mr.
Yo, you know
Benjamin
people
was
don't get.
sitting
Yo,
in
bro,
awe.
nobody gets that line. Benjamin. Nobody. Mad people miss that line.
What do you mean?
Mad people miss that line.
All right, whatever.
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Mad
Yo,
people miss that shit, son.
I was like,
So-
yo, I hate this.
I started doing his dance like, what? I was like,
That's
whoa,
Omas again. That's
son.
my guy. Oh, we got to call old, man.
Word? That verse is stupid.
Oh, yeah.
That whole verse is stupid.
That whole song
Honey,
is
honey,
amazing.
Come on, son.
That whole song.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Like, come on.
Yo.
He wilded out on that whole fucking verse. Yeah.
Everybody did.
Yeah.
Everybody
that
did.
was a fun joke. That was a good time. That was a good time music.
Everybody.
That was a good time in music, man.
Don't stop, baby.
That's when Dre started popping back out. He did the green light joint.
Yeah.
like,
he was fake outside.
Gotta step
Was
around that piano.
You gotta show what you're working with. Did he do Walk It Out too around that
That
time?
was around the same. Yes.
First of all, him on Walk It
Walk
Out.
It Out like
it
a
made
Usher.
it made no sense.
No sense.
But all the sense in the world.
All the sense in the world.
Come on,
Walk
3
it
Stacks.
out like a Usher.
What are you doing? What are you doing,
Don't
3
say-
Stacks?
I probably won't trust you. Come on, man.
All right, man. Pink Matter got a 10 from the kid. Forrest Gump.
He's all the way out now.
Now
He's all the way out.
Way out the
Oh,
closet.
he outside. Outside.
Clothes on the couch. Clothes all over the living room.
Socks on
he
the
got
floor,
clothes on
rug.
the exercise
Rug.
bike. You know what I mean?
Rug.
He's all the way out. Everything out the
All the way
closet.
out.
Shoes
Man,
all over the
closet,
place.
both doors wide the fuck open.
I bet they were. I bet. Yikes.
Don't get canceled. Holy shit. I mean, again, he could have used any title, but Forrest Gump ran, and his crush is running from him.
Right.
Right?
And that's it.
And he uses a football game, right? He said, I want to see your pom-poms from the stand.
Yo.
Bruh, that's not a cheerleader. That's a...
Yeah.
What's
that's
going on, man?
Nah, you know what's going on.
What's the line? What's the corny pickup line? Your legs must be tired.
Right.
Or how long you
Run
been running
through
my mind,
all
right?
day.
So he plays with that.
He plays off that,
So
right?
run.
Forrest ran throughout the whole movie.
He ran through the end zone and kept going.
That's when he said 44. I was screaming, "Go 44!" You're so buff, because that was the number Forrest wore in the
44?
movie.
Okay.
He was actually number 44.
You're so
buff and so strong.
I don't give a fuck. Yo, Frank don't give a fuck on this song, man. Yo, I like your arms. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing your push-ups, brother.
Yo,
Nigga said
you're so
buffed.
buff and so strong.
Buffed and so strong. Yo,
But this song is fire, though.
it's tough.
Nah, this song is fire.
This song
bro.
is tough.
I
This song
love
is-
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump
so.
is tough,
Yeah,
man.
nah, it's dope.
He's having a good time on this joke.
Nah, he's having a good time. But he sounds good too.
He
sounds good.
and he's chain smoking because he's stressed out. Lips and my fingers are burnt from the cigarettes. He's chain smoking because he's stressed out.
Oh,
His-
okay.
yeah,
okay,
bro.
That's what you got from that. Okay. Got
Yo.
it.
So I couldn't tell if like he couldn't catch his crush or if his crush was running from him, like, you know, metaphorically.
I think he was running.
Like, is he running away from him or
That
does he
could
know
have
he
been
exists?
it. Or right. I think
Forrest know he
it was
exists?
more so right. I think it was more so that. I think Forrest was just running through his thoughts, like had space in his, had real estate in
Right,
his
probably
mind,
never even met him.
but probably never
Yeah.
or never even made a pass at him or what have you.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like it was just a crush that he had on a guy that
right? He understands just being a creep.
right. He just understands being a creep.
Oh,
You know
buff.
what I'm saying? Because you're so buff and so
That's
strong.
wild. That's so wild.
It's frank. It's abstract.
It's frank.
But it could also be very specific.
It sounds good. Right.
But it sounds good.
sounds
It
good.
sounds good. I thought it was a solid way. Well, I won't say to end the album because I bought this particular album on CD, and there is another song after this, Golden Girl, that I fuck
Oh,
with.
really?
Yeah, Golden Girl. I can hear the children soccer balling. Golden Girl with Tyler on it. Yeah, that's a dope joint. So that's really where the album ends. But for all intents and purposes of what's available on DSPs, this is.
But what about ending?
That's just the end. It's not a song though.
It was like a 2-minute joint. I didn't rate it. It was weird. I was like, is this an interlude or
Yeah, it was an
song?
interlude. It was an outro.
Outro?
Yeah, it was an outro. What did you rate Forrest Gump though?
Oh,
I gave Forrest a 9. Pause.
8.5.
Okay. You gave Forrest 8.5? Because he's so buff and so strong.
Run!
I was screaming, go 44.
Yo, you're dumb. You're fine.
Frank Ocean is one of this generation's most talented artists.
100%.
Incredible writer.
And how does he just stop making music?
He's just,
Like, he hasn't put on an album in 5 years.
me either.
Maybe longer.
and every
At
time,
least you got a podcast.
every time I want to judge somebody,
But you
about-
outside, though.
I am outside.
You outside. You in front
I'm
of cameras.
fake outside.
You in front of cameras.
I'm gonna go
I mean,
home right after this.
But you in front of cameras. You
But I'm
shooting
here
movies.
right
You got a
now.
podcast.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
Come on
This
now.
is true. I'm staying active.
Frank
is
just pops up
not
with a fur
outside.
coat randomly
But
and
you'll
once a
see
winter.
Frank. Yeah, you'll see him like walking past the atrium and shit.
Yeah,
is
randomly,
Soho.
yeah.
Like, yo, what are you doing? Frank is one of this generation's most talented artists. Definitely a brilliant mind.
Absolutely.
And we would love to have more music from him.
especially.
But also as an artist, I just understand like creating when you want to create and especially when you have the luxury of not being on anyone's release schedule.
I mean, Blonde was good, but like,
Yo, Pink and White off Blonde is
that's it.
it's so good.
So good.
It's so good.
Pink
But
and
so
White
is
is
Chanel.
It's mad joints off that album. I'm just
So
saying.
is biking.
Nike. You know what I'm
Nike.
saying? Like,
Yeah,
it's mad
like-
joints on that joint.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, and maybe that was his plan. Like, he wanted to, like, just break away. So, he, you know, that's 2 albums. He gave us 2 albums. You know, it was a lot of, and those were both lengthy albums.
Right.
So, Still, man, it's time. It's time for a comeback, man.
Shout out to my daughter Taylor. So she was able to liberate the Endless project and give it to me as an MP3. There's some joints on there too.
Yeah.
There's some joints on Endless too, you know, and then you add in nostalgia.
I forgot about
yeah. It's some so really we got
Right.
4.
Yeah.
Really we got 4.
Yeah.
If you count nostalgia, Channel Ultra, Endless, and Blonde, we kind of got 4 plus some Lucy's. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But when you hear him,
He don't even do like features anymore, bro.
right? But like when you hear him on No Church in a While, or you hear
Is that
him,
not a perfect hook?
oh my gosh,
That hook is fucking
so good. It's so good. Big shout out to
Factual.
Frank Ocean. Shout out to everybody checking out this episode again. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, talk about it in the comments. Let your peoples know. You know, our guest is the album. There's a lot of podcasts out there. They got guests. They giving you stories from the 70s. That's cool.
That's cool.
This is what we doing. This is the music.
We're talking culture.
We talking about music and culture. Creativity, artistry.
How the music impacts lives, our lives.
Where were you
Where were you?
when Forrest was running through Frank's mind with his strong buff ass?
If you want respect, you gotta earn it. Damn right.